Iconic Warrandyte Nursery is going native, by Sandy Miller. After 50 years running the iconic Beasley's Garden Centre, Bill and Neil Beasley have sold up and are looking forward to retirement. But fret not, good Warrandytians. The team from Kuranga Native Nursery will soon have the keys and is looking to transform the centre into a native plant lover's paradise. The diary met with Kuranga owners Ben and Alexa Clark, who have big plans for the beloved garden centre, which Ben says helped plant the seed of his passion for horticulture. Ben said he grew up in Warrandyte, attending Warrandyte Primary School, and Alexa used to visit Beasley's all the time with her parents.
It was a bit of an institution. I loved the waterfall as a kid and I loved the little playground,
said Ben.
And the scones,
added Alexa.
That sort of planted the seed,
Ben said. He said it was the start of his love of plants.
As a 14-year-old, I was propagating my own plants. I bought a greenhouse off the trading post, built it in my backyard and started growing eucalypt seedlings.
He also grew his own vegetables and sold them to his family.
Then I got a job at Research Plant Farm. I had begged and begged to get a job there. Mum said, it was so embarrassing, I'd make a call in every time I went past and ask them for a job.
On the day he turned 14 years and 9 months, they finally hired him.
I worked there for a while, and then I worked in Smith's Gully at another native nursery called Waina with Khan and Julie Frank. They were my biggest mentors. And I remember going to Bev Hanson's and being inspired by her garden. I used to deliver plants to her. When they closed, Khan drove me around to different growers and offered me around to all the best native nurseries. One of them was Kuranga. I started at Kuranga at 19 years old. I started my apprenticeship there and I never really left.
Ben also started his own successful landscaping design and construction business. When the previous owners of Kuranga, Evan and Leanne, were ready to transition to retirement, they sold the business to Ben and Alexa.
To some people, Kuranga was like a complete business, but we thought, no, this is the start. The industry has got so many opportunities, and we just want to increase people's access to great Australian native plants.
Ben and Alexa said 70% of their plant stock they grow themselves.
We have set up a brand new state-of-the-art propagation centre in Wonga Park, specialising in native plants from the Outer East. And we grow the widest range of natives in the country.
Then, in late 2025, they saw Beasley's was for sale.
We thought this would be the perfect spot for a great native nursery.
Alexa said they had always planned to open a second nursery, and they jumped at the opportunity to purchase the Beasley's site.
We're on the couch one night and Ben looks at his phone and saw an ad and said, "Wow, Beasley's is for sale." Suddenly it was like 11:30 at night and we're still up. Can we do this?
They had only recently purchased the propagation site in Wonga Park.
It all just happened very, very quickly.
And now the new chapter begins at Kuranga Warrandyte. Alexa said they have some big ideas.
We want to bring an amazing customer experience with a curated gift shop of Australian-themed products, Australian designers, Melbourne makers. We love to support Australian-made where we can.
She said the tea rooms will have the same feel as Kuranga, a relaxed garden setting for breakfast and lunch, and a place to bring the family. She said there are also plans for display gardens to highlight the beauty and versatility of native plants.
We're going to make a beautiful landscaped experience and bring in some species that people just wouldn't have seen before.
Ben said a lot of it is about education.
So many people say they will miss their roses, but we want to educate them that there are beautiful substitutes for roses, Indigenous plants to the local area as well.
Alexa said they are looking to run workshops similar to those they hold at Kuranga Mount Evelyn.
We're looking at complementing the work that Friends of Warrandyte State Park do. We'll have some internal signs about where you can get local Indigenous stock.
Ben explained that Kuranga sell Indigenous plants native to Greater Melbourne to cater for customers who come from across Melbourne, from Mornington to Melton. He said Faust provide highly localised species. Alexa adds,
It's so important, and we always say about other smaller nurseries, we're better together, we're stronger together.
Kuranga Warrandyte will be staffed by a mix of some Beasley's staff and existing members of the Kuranga team.
For some of our staff who are coming across, they'll be learning about a whole new community, and staff who are staying on from Beasley's will be learning about the Indigenous stock. We are really proud of the passionate horticulturalists and the expert native gardeners who work for us. We currently employ about 55 staff between Mount Evelyn and Wonga Park, and we will continue being a strong employer in the area.
Neil and Bill will say farewell to Beasley's on June 1, and the nursery will be closed for about 8 weeks while the Kuranga team do some landscaping. Then Kuranga Warrandyte will be up and running in time for spring. This story was read by Rebecca Rose, James Poyner and Sandy Miller.